Environment's Guide. Each book in the Environment series teaches about an environment on Earth. Our Earth has many different environments. 6 of the main types of environments are grassland, marine, forest, desert, tundra, and freshwater. These 6 kinds of environments are called biomes. As you learn about each environment, it is important to notice how hot or cold it is. This is called temperature. It is also important to notice how much rain and snow there is in each environment. This is called precipitation. The color used for the cover of each Environment series book tells you which biome the environment is in. Grassland, marine, forest, desert, tundra, freshwater. Each cover also has small pictures at the top, called icons, that tell you about the temperature and precipitation for that environment. Temperature, colder, hotter. Precipitation, less rain and snow, more rain and snow. This is a coral reef. A coral reef looks like a big pile of colorful rocks underwater, but it is actually made of millions of tiny animals. These animals are called corals. There are many coral reefs around the world. They are usually found in warm water that is not very deep. The coral reef environment you will learn about in this book is found near the country of Australia. Coral reefs provide homes for many kinds of ocean animals. In fact, more different types of animals live in coral reefs than in any other kind of ocean environment. The tiny corals that create coral reefs come in many different shapes and colors. These kinds of corals have a hard material called an exoskeleton on the outside of their bodies. Young corals attach themselves to a rock or to the skeleton of a dead coral. Coral reefs are made when millions of corals build up over time. Giant clams attach themselves to the coral reef and live in the same spot for their entire lives. They can grow to be as large as a bathtub and weigh as much as 3 adult people. Giant clams have no bones in their bodies. They live inside a shell with a top and a bottom that helps to protect them. The sea snake spends most of its time in the water near coral reefs. It is an excellent swimmer and can hold its breath for up to an hour underwater. The sea snake has a poisonous bite that causes fish and other ocean animals to stop moving so that the sea snake can eat them. Dugongs are also known as sea cows because they graze on seagrass and other underwater plants. They can grow to be over 10 feet long and weigh more than 1,000 pounds. That's as big as a small car. This small, brightly colored fish is called a clownfish. The clownfish makes its home near sea anemones, which are animals that look like plants. Sea anemones sting most other kinds of fish, but they protect the clownfish. And in return, the clownfish cleans the anemone and helps it get food. Although sea anemones look like underwater plants, they are really animals that eat fish and other sea creatures. The anemones attach themselves to rocks or coral, wait for fish to swim by, and then sting them with their tentacles. The sea star is also known as a starfish, but it isn't actually a fish. Sea stars have at least 5 legs. Each leg has lots of tiny suckers, called tube feet, on one side. The tube feet help the sea star to hold on to the sea floor, where it spends most of its time searching for food. This tiny ocean creature is a type of fish that swims upright. It is called a seahorse because its head looks like a horse's head. The seahorse holds onto seagrass or coral with its long curved tail, while it uses its long snout to eat tiny animals called plankton. Seagrass is a kind of plant that grows underwater in the ocean. Like land plants, seagrass has roots, stems, and leaves, and it needs light to live. Many ocean animals eat seagrass. Seagrass also helps to protect the coral reef by keeping the sand on the ocean floor from moving and burying the coral. Seaweed is a type of algae that lives in the ocean. Unlike seagrass, seaweed does not have roots, stems, or leaves, but it does need light to survive. Many ocean animals eat seaweed, and people use it for food, fertilizer, and even to make ice cream and toothpaste. Now you know about some of the amazing animals and plants that can be found in one of the ocean's most interesting environments, the coral reef. How many of these coral reef plants and animals can you name?